I don't know if I will watch the Legends match tomorrow. We will see if it's. We will see if it's free on YouTube. Yeah, it's worth. It's worth having a look if it's free. Um, I've been trying to get tickets to Anfield for ages, but it's impossible to go to the normal games because of season tickets. Oh, it is free. Oh, right. Wow. So I'll be wearing this. I'll probably be wearing the same cap. So you might see me in the stand. If you watch the highlights, I don't know. Yeah. If you ever see any highlights, yeah, yeah, they do stream the Legends matches. Should be good. Yeah, Jenny Thomas saying we will see you on the stream. Hopefully. So they're just doing national anthems, that sort of thing. I'm surprised Rashford's playing. I'm curious about the formation as well. On BBC Sport, they've done it as a 4-2-3-1, but I don't know if it will be. Well, we will have to wait and see. In terms of substitutes, there's Jared Bowen, Eze, Gordon, who I'd like to see, Gahey, Dean Henderson, Jordan Henderson, which is a huge surprise. Reece James, Livramento, Morgan Rogers, Levi Colwell, Solanke, and Trafford. So yeah, we should hopefully see some of those. Snush is asking, is there any former Reds you guys miss from back in the days? I miss Luis Garcia, Peter Crouch, Dirk Cow, Sammy Hupia. Yeah, miss Torres. I know he went to Chelsea and we had that whole. It was a bit uncomfortable, but when he left. But yeah, miss Torres, miss Alonso, miss Mascherano. Quite a few. Stevie G is saying, I hope Tuchel isn't too defensive. Yeah, let's hope not. Stevie G misses Coutinho. Snus misses Stevie G. Yeah, we kind of got the best version of Fernando Torres. We sold him on the decline. That's true. I think I saw a Jamie Carragher quote where he was saying that the team couldn't believe that they got like 50 million for him back in the day. Like the team was in shock. And I think that was proven by the evidence, because when he went to Chelsea, he was never quite the same. So yeah, we did get the best of him there. So England kicking off then. Walker taking a throw in. Walker passing it back. Goes to Dan Burn. Lewis Skelly. So it is a 4 at the back. Interesting. And then we wasted 50 million on Andy Carroll. Yeah. That was a bit of a weird one. Yeah, I think did we buy him off Newcastle? I think we bought him off Newcastle and then we sold him to West Ham. It was funny because I think we bought Carroll and Suarez at similar sorts of times, and Carroll was the more expensive one. So everyone thought, okay, Carroll's going to be really good, but Suarez is going to be average. But yeah, in reality, it was kind of the opposite. So England with the ball. Konza to Dan Burn. Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones to Declan Rice. Out wide to Foden, which is interesting. Interesting that Tuchel is trying to get both Foden and Bellingham into the same team. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that works, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, patient build up by the looks of it. Very patient. Jones, Kane, Declan Rice. Declan Rice has a ball over the top to Foden. Back to Dan Burn. Out wide to Lewis Skelly. Skelly plays it back to Konza. Paris is saying, "Come on, England." Yeah, not France, England. but fair enough. And Snus is saying, "No Conor Bradley for Northern Ireland." Yeah, I think he might be injured, unfortunately, which is why Jarrell Kwanzaa was playing right back for us. Our right back situation's a bit weird at the moment because Trent, who's the first choice, is out injured. Bradley, who's the second choice, is out injured. Joe Gomez, who's the third choice, is out injured. So that's why we kind of had Kwanzaa there. He's still injured, I think so. Yeah, I haven't heard. I haven't heard him coming back. So yeah, presume so. So Konza moving the ball forward. Ooh, there's a nice ball over the top to Bellingham, but it gets sniffed out the last second. Albania trying to pass the ball out of the back. They do a long ball, but the thing is, right, we got Dan Burn at the back, who's like 10'4". But Albania clear the ball. And now Konate is injured apparently. Yes, so that's precisely what we need. I've heard it's not serious. But he did get taken off. He did get taken off the pitch for France. So yeah, it's a bit concerning. Yeah, and this is why I hate the international break. 100%. I normally don't really watch international matches. But I figured I'd just give them a go for kind of streaming purposes. And yeah, because like with international matches, even though I'm from England, I'm like, okay, if England win, great. If England lose, great. Like I don't really, it's not something that bothers me that much. But yeah, if it was a Liverpool game and Liverpool were losing, then yeah, it'd be a lot different. So it's a bit it feels a bit pointless. Yeah. Bellingham passes out wide. Foden. To Walker. Walker gets fouled. Paris is saying that she hates internationals too. Yeah, I wonder if anybody actually likes internationals. It seems to be mostly people who don't watch football a lot. They seem to be like really into the internationals. Like, yeah, I watched England play and it was so good. Whereas I can't say I'm into internationals too much. I think most people who watch football a lot don't really enjoy internationals. That's what I've noticed. Whereas people who perhaps don't watch football as much, they enjoy watching it. But sadly, international break is always bad for us. Always a lot of international injuries. Yeah, always. The one that annoyed me the most was when Van Dijk was injured by Pickford, and then Matt for the whole season, and then Matip was also injured for the whole season, and then Joe Gomez went away with England, and in training he got an injury that put him out for the whole season. uh, so yeah, internationals. They do make us. They do make us a bit nervous, shall we say? Yeah, definitely the worst luck that year. Ball's gone out to Dan Burn. Curtis Jones. Poor pass by Curtis Jones. He passes it straight to the left back. The left back clears. I don't know. I have no idea who any of the Albanian players are, by the way. So it's just gonna be the left back, the goalkeeper. I'm not even gonna pretend. I mean, I can look it up. The goalkeeper is called Strakoshka. Yeah, I don't know any of these players. I'll stick to the goalkeeper, the centre back. We were forced to play Fabinho, and he also got injured. Fabinho at centre back. Yeah, that was crazy. We had like Henderson at centre back. We had Reece Williams. We had Ozan Kabak. Is that when Ozan Kabak was around? Ozan Kabak, Ben Davies, Nat Phillips, who was the saviour. Yeah, Paris is saying there's like 20 different combinations. It was pretty crazy. That season, we had such bad luck. And it was kind of our own fault, I think, because when Lovren left, I think Lovren left in the summer, and then we didn't buy a fourth centre back in the summer, so we only had 3 centre backs. And then of course when you only have 3 centre backs, they all get injured. But let's be real, after winning the Champions League, we were horrible at buying players. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I think this is part of the problem with this particular ownership, in the sense that once the team gets to the top, then they don't really care. Yeah. Once the team gets to the top, then they don't really care about investing and keeping the team at the top. And if you think about two seasons ago when we bought Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch and Endo, that was only because we didn't qualify for the Champions League. So then they knew that, okay, we've got to invest some money now. But yeah, in general FSG, they're not the most generous owners, and which makes me a bit concerned for what's gonna happen this summer. But remember, we also lost so many midfielders. Yep, we lost Henderson to Saudi, Fabinho to Saudi, probably a couple of others as well. Yeah, of course. Ox, who I think was released. I think Ox was released on a free. Naby Keita was also released on a free, but then went to Werder Bremen, where he's not having where he hasn't had the best time. And Thiago left the next year. Yeah. So it was the right time. It was the right time for a midfield rebuild, I think. So Dan Burn again. England haven't really done much in the first 10 minutes, just kind of passing it around, passing it to Declan Rice, Lewis Skelly, Declan Rice. Dan Burn. But what we bought was genius though. Endo, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai. Yeah, 100%. I remember being really excited about McAllister. I remember being quite unsure about Gravenberch because I thought he was a bit unproven. because obviously he was a wonder kid at Ajax. And then it didn't really work out for him at Bayern Munich. So I was a bit unsure. I was like, 30 million, 38 million, really? But yeah, I think this season he's really found his place. I'll definitely call McAllister world class when we win the Premier League this year. Yeah, right. I think rightfully so, because then he would have won a World Cup and the Premier League. So he's definitely up there. And the person on the ball right now for England who costs 3 times as much, Declan Rice, has only really won a Conference League, and that was for West Ham. So Curtis Jones with the ball on the right. Jones is trying to make things happen. Jones is reminding me a bit of Frimpong yesterday, where he has a bit of had a bit of urgency to his play. Passed out wide again. Jones. Ooh, nice cutback by Jones, but unfortunately the ball gets cleared. And I think it's gone out for a Albania throw-in. Yeah, Jones kind of cut inside twice in some ways, and then tried to play it back to Harry Kane, but the ball just about got cleared. Snus is saying Declan has had a really bad dip this season compared to last season. Yeah, I agree with you there. Last season he looked he was one of the best players in the league, but this season it hasn't quite been the same. It looks like Paris agrees in saying that he's not worth 105 million. A very overrated player, if you ask me. Never been a big fan of Declan Rice. He's like a 50 to 60 million pound player. Yeah. I think his value was inflated a little bit because he's English, and so Premier League tax, English tax in some ways. But yeah, definitely not 105 million pound player. And this is why it makes me laugh so much when Arsenal fans complain that our owners are not giving us. They always complain they don't give us enough money. And it's like, you spent 105 million on one midfielder. So what are you complaining about? They just make me laugh to a certain degree. That's all. Yeah, Arsenal are a lost cause at this point. I appreciate it must be kind of frustrating for them to kind of repeatedly kind of keep getting to second and keep almost getting there but not quite making it. But yeah, they need to stop moaning. Dan Burns got the ball, so even Dan Burn at Newcastle has won a trophy before Arsenal. So Dan Burn out left to Rashford, who I'm surprised is starting. Gone to Konsa, to Dan Burn, to Konza. Dan Burn, Rashford. Rashford. Good play by Rashford. Harry Kane. Ooh. Harry Kane had a one-on-one with the keeper, but the keeper kind of scooped it up. Snus is saying they were making fun of Liverpool always being second. Now they're there themselves. Exactly. And I don't know why they were making fun of Liverpool, considering they've not done better than second themselves for the last 20 years. So, I mean, we won the league, 4 or 5 years ago, and they haven't done it for 20 years. So I don't understand why they'd be making fun of Liverpool. But that's Arsenal fans for you. Stevie G Steven Gerrard 4000 is saying he can't stand Arsenal. Yeah, this is I should change this from Watchalong to Arsenal Haterlong. That would be more appropriate. 1-0 Northern Ireland versus Switzerland. Wow. Okay, good for them. They're definitely doing more than England are doing here. England are just kind of passing it about. Konza's got the ball again. Out to Kyle Walker. Back to Dan Burn. He's probably going to pass it to Lewis Skelly, which he does. Yeah, they're just recycling the play at the moment. Dan Burn to Lewis Skelly, and Lewis Skelly plays it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Great. Stevie G4000 says England are so boring. I'm with you on that. I don't know why I'm putting myself through this with England. Sinus is saying, I thankfully don't watch the game, just here to chill. Yeah, I think you've got the right approach. I'm mostly just kind of reading out kind of the comments and talking to people. Same with yesterday. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we did get 4 goals. We did get 4 goals yesterday, which was nice. But I can't see 4 goals happening here. This is going to be like 1-0. Ooh, nice through ball there by Lewis Skelly, and Lewis Skelly just scored. Was that Curtis Jones with the through ball? Somebody did a through ball there. I'm just waiting for I'm just waiting to see the replay. Yes, everyone's hugging the guy. Who did? Oh no, I think it might have been Bellingham. They're just showing it now. Yeah, nice play. Nice play by Bellingham. Took it around the midfield and did a perfect through ball to Lewis Skelly, who then kicked it through the player's legs. Nice goal. Poch was saying that USA is good enough to win the World Cup, and then they lost to Panama. Yeah. Is Poch? Is he the USA manager now? Pochettino. I'm gonna Google that. Oh wow, okay, I didn't know that. So he got fired from Chelsea, then went to the US. Fair enough. Swiss Marco is saying nice goal. It was a nice goal. It was a nice turn. Nice turn by Bellingham. Nice pass as well. Bellingham's one of those players I'm kind of jealous we didn't get. I understand why we didn't get him, but even then, good player, exciting player to watch. Yes, he is living on full copium. I think that sums up Pochettino. He's got that Spurs DNA, which you can't lose. Speaking of Spurs DNA, Harry Kane's got the ball on the halfway line. I don't know why he's coming. I don't know why he's coming so deep. Foden with the ball. Foden running down the right hand side. Ball gets cleared. We wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, that was it. We wouldn't have been able to do the rebuild if we spent 80 million on Jude. Possibly a bid war with Real Madrid. Yeah, and I think even if not to say we would have won the bid war, because I don't think we would have, but for argument's sake, even if we did, I don't think we would have been able to offer the same wages as well. So yeah. And Swiss Marco agrees about the Spurs DNA. Yeah, it's like Paro yesterday, half Spanish, half Spurs. It's like that with most Spurs players. Like I know that Son is Korean, but he's also kind of Spurs. I know that Richarlison is Brazilian, but he's also kind of Spurs. Um, we are honestly not a club that can outdo Real Madrid. Yeah, not many people are, to be honest. The way it generally goes is if Real Madrid want someone, then they get them. So goal kick by Albania, which passes the entire midfield. Goes out wide. Foden very deep. Goes to Curtis Jones. Goes to Dan Burn. Goes to Lewis Skelly, the goal scorer. Back to Declan Rice. Konza. Again, England slowly building up. But if we are going up against Bayern or other teams, I would put a little dollar that we can that we can win the bid wars. But a club like Real Madrid, impossible. Yeah, Bayern we can compete with. Some of the other top clubs we can. I think we can compete with. But yeah, I think Real Madrid to a certain degree are in a league of their own. Especially now because they're signing a lot of free players. So like Mbappe on a free. I think Rudiger on a free. Which ultimately means that they can offer even higher signing on fees, if you know what I mean. I think that's what they say to players. They say to players, and they might be saying this to Trent as well. They might be saying, look, run down your contract and then we'll give you a bigger signing on fee. So instead of paying a club 100 million, if you run down your contract, we give you 50 million, and which means you get 50 million more, and we save 50 million because we're not paying 100 million. So I think there's a bit of that going on as well. Curtis Jones lost the ball. Jones is at least trying, which I think is something. I know the bar's pretty low, but he's at least putting effort in there. Harry Kane coming very deep to get the ball. The history itself tells us it's hard to go against Barcelona / Real Madrid. But I think we can beat Barcelona to players. Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. But Maxwell was back also from yesterday. Says Barcelona got no money right now. Yes, but a lot of big dreams of playing for Barcelona is what I mean. Yes, that's true. With a lot of kind of South American players, it's like they dream to play for Real Madrid and Barcelona, really, but one of the two kind of big Spanish clubs. So they have. I think what you mean is that they have the reputation, which makes players want to go for them. Yeah, it is what it is. Curtis Jones with a tactical foul there, but Albania are countering again. I got no idea who these players are, so I'm just gonna say the number 10 passes it to the right back. Passes it to the right winger. Right winger crosses along the floor, but good tackle by Dan Burn. I don't even know what happened there. So it got played out to the right winger. Right winger crossed it along the floor. Dan Burn tackled it. Pickford almost smacked it into his own net. Corner to Albania. Switzerland scored 1-0. Yeah. That's a. It's kind of what I expected. I'm not sure. I'm not sure Northern Ireland will get a result. Albania with a shot. Ooh, Dan Burn blocks it. They're asking for a handball. But I don't see why. Gets cleared. Gets cleared by Harry Kane. They're just gonna show the replay. Yeah, Maxwell is saying handball possibly, but I don't think it was. It's just a private game, so the win doesn't matter much. Fair enough. Good, good training session, I guess. Lewis Kelly, left back. Dan Burn, back to Pickford. Curtis Jones. Konza surely got fouled there. Yeah. How do you guys feel about signing Jonathan David on a free this summer? Yeah, on a free, he's a decent option. He's a striker, isn't he, Jonathan David? I wouldn't mind him as a free, as a but not like as a starter, like as an option. I think he could be a good option. Matthew Cop 97X says bring back the Premier League. 100%. 2 days of internationals is pretty much what we can take by the looks of it. We had a good few weeks from a fixture perspective where we had a game every few days, but yeah, I don't think we're playing again until April, unfortunately. Let's say Jonathan David on a free, and okay, yeah, that makes sense then. If Jonathan David's there as like a backup, that would be a dream in my opinion. Canadian striker, he would be yeah, same. Yeah, you're saying the same thing I am. He'd be a backup if we got Alvarez or Isak, yeah. And I think also crucially it means if we don't have to buy two strikers, we can then spend that money in a different position. So I think that's always a positive. Maxwell is saying I wouldn't mind him. Yeah, decent option. Good option. So Declan Rice just hits it out for a corner by the looks of it. Albania are growing back into the game. They've had a few corners. Not a corner, sorry. It's gone out for a throw in, but it's a throw in right outside the box. Cross by Albania, gets cleared out. Albania attack again. I think he is very raw still. So as a backup, he'd be good. He's not good enough starting for Liverpool, yeah. So it should be a risk-free signing to a certain degree, you'd hope. Because I can't imagine his signing on fee even being that high. And it looks like Maxwell agrees as well. Yeah, it always depends on the wages, yeah. Yeah, very dependent on the wages, kind of with respect to what he asks. Maxwell saying 80k max. Yeah, both you guys agree, 80k max. How old is he? Do you know how old he is? Should we check? Jonathan David age 25. Okay. Yeah. Maybe 80 to 100 then. Somewhere along those lines. I think another thing that Liverpool needs to think about is giving Slot a new contract, because when he joined, he only signed a 3-year contract, which means that now he's only gonna have 2 years left, and then if we don't do anything this year, then next year he's only gonna have 1 year left. So I think they really need to think about giving the manager a new contract. Maxwell and Snus are agreeing there, and 25, which means he will soon be in his prime. Yeah, a good age, I think. 25. That is generally the age I think we targeted kind of strikers at. I think Mane was roughly around that age. I think Salah was roughly around that age. I think Jota was roughly around that age. So that is the age we seem to go for. Yeah, Salah. Yeah, I think you're right. Salah turned 25. So mid 20s seems to be kind of the age we go for. So that's another positive for him, 100%. So Curtis Jones now. Not much has happened since the first goal, if I'm honest. Just England kind of passing it around the back. Dan Burn to Lewis Skelly, plays it back to Pickford. To Walker, who I'm still surprised is starting. Dan Burn, Lewis Skelly. Oh, Flexi KG's back. Yo, how are you? I'm good. I'm glad it's the weekend. How are you? How was your week? Hope you had a good week. I'm exhausted after this week, to be honest. Foden, Bellingham on the edge of the box. Albania cantering down the right hand side. Ooh. Albania tried to do a through ball to their central striker, but they play a bit too close to Pickford, and Pickford just picks it up. Flexi says, good, thanks. Good to hear. Kyle Walker tries a pass over the top. Yeah, Albania just passing it around. Still can't believe Joral Hatto got a red card last night. Yeah, he didn't have the best of the games. He was at fault for the first goal, I think. And then he got a bit into the game after that, and then he just got sent off. So a bit of a nightmare, I think, especially when a lot of people were paying close attention to him for because I think quite a few people want him to start for Liverpool, but he is very young, so I think we can't put too much pressure on him. I don't think. I don't expect him to have a crazy good game at his age yet. Yeah, 100%. I think is he about 20 or something? How's Joro Hato? He's 19. He's a teenager. Wow. Okay. Wow. Young. Even younger than I thought he was. So yeah. I mean, as a 19-year-old starting against Spain, against one of the best right wingers in the world, yeah, could have been worse. Dan Burn to Konza, out wide to Foden, out to Curtis Jones, back to Foden, back to Curtis Jones, and we just play it back. 19, I believe, yeah. This is pure experience for the guy. Good, true. Even I think you can even get experience. You can even get experience from bad performances, if that makes sense. So I guess what I'm saying is you can also learn from your failures. So I think it's positive. That puts a bit of a positive on it. Yeah. It's definitely one of those things. I think you learn a lot more about yourself when you fail at things than when you excel at things. Finland scored 1-0 against Malta. Wow, okay. Yes, he will learn. He probably had a talk with Virgil after that, yeah. Van Dijk will definitely reassure him to not be too hard on himself. So Konza's trying to break forward. Gone out to Curtis Jones. Declan Rice. Bellingham. Declan Rice. This is an interesting formation, I can't lie. Curtis Jones. Declan Rice. Dan Burn. Yeah, we're just playing it around. Oh! What happened there? Harry Kane had an open goal, so Kyle Walker takes the cross. Kyle Walker takes the cross and Bellingham headers the ball, right? So it's like the keeper's lying down on the floor over here in the corner, and Harry Kane has this whole goal to aim at, and he smacks it over the bar. Spurs genes 100%. What it reminded me of was the penalty he took versus France. You know the penalty where Mbappe was laughing at him, where he just smacked it over. So yeah, it's 100% Spurs genes, and it's what we were talking about yesterday with Porro. Yeah, Tuchel football. Yeah, 100% defensive Tuchel football. But yeah. Kyle Walker also Spurs genes. Yeah, that's the thing. Like once you've played for Spurs, then you got the gene. It's very hard to get rid of it. I mean, Harry Kane literally went to Bayern Munich and has like his Spurs genes have like prevented them from winning a trophy. It's Bayern Munich. So they didn't win the cup last year. They obviously didn't win the league last year, and they lost the cup again this year. So yeah, the Spurs gene is a disease. It infects everything it touches and everything that it comes in contact with. And Flexi is saying England are slow. They are playing a bit slow. I would have liked to see something a bit more attacking, like it's Albania. That was a good attempt. So it was a corner, and guess who heads it? Dan Burn, who's like 10'3". But he headed it straight at the keeper, and the keeper managed to save it. So another corner now. poor header by Lewis Skelly. But Albania are attacking. But Carl Walker defends. I don't think many people are going to be happy with this performance, if I'm honest, based on this first half. Sinus is saying, Flexi said too defensive. Yeah, I agree with you. I'd like to see a bit more attacking, especially against Albania. And then Snus is saying, I don't know who told McAllister to mark that. Yeah, you're talking about the corner. But that is crazy that he was on Dan Burn the whole game. Yeah, it's like, I think I looked it up, and like Dan Burn is like 6'8" or something, and McAllister's like 5'9". So Dan Burn had a whole foot on him. But even then, the header was impressive, considering Dan Burn was basically outside the box or on the line, and he still managed to get that much power on it. 5-foot McAllister marking Dan Burn. The thing is, like, it kept happening before the goal. So I remember feeling a bit nervous, and then the goal actually happened. But yeah, hopefully we learn from that. Albania shooting from out wide, shooting from far out now. Just trying to make something happen. Albania got no chance to win against England. Ordinarily, I'd agree. But you never know. Albania might get a draw. But yeah, England do have better players in every single position. But the general performance from England has just been average. So if Albania get a chance, they might sneak a draw. I think England definitely need a second goal. If England get a second goal, then yeah, it'll take all the confidence out of Albania. It's Declan Rice. Yeah, if Tuchel's only playing for 1-0, then for sure I agree. If they score another goal, then it's a 5% chance for them to win. Yeah, probably accurate, to be honest. It's just too lethargic. It's just too slow. And even Flexi's saying that he's too defensive. Yeah, I would have liked to see a bit more. To be honest, that's always how Tuchel has played. Yeah, he is known for being a kind of defensive coach. To follow on from the previous defensive coach, Southgate. So definitely a common theme. Let's see what people are saying about that half of football. People are hyping up this performance, but I am reading the news, and everyone on the news will always hype things up. Let me find a more balanced source. Yeah, so people complaining about Foden. Yeah, a lot of people just hating on Foden. Foden's another one who's not having a great season. He had an amazing season last year. But this year he hasn't really done it. I heard Juve is interested in taking Klopp as a manager. Wow, I haven't heard that. That's interesting news. I know Klopp has started his new job as the head of football or something for Red Bull, head of something or other. But it'd be interesting to see him in the Italian league. Um, the Curse King is saying when are Liverpool back? Early April. Okay, second or third of April. Yeah, one of those. I think it might be third. We're playing home against Everton. Yeah, we really need to win that one. I know Everton always give us tough games because it's a derby and they get really up for it because it's a derby and it's the most important game in the season. But we really need to get a good result there. Um, Phil Foden is so overrated. The man can only perform when the whole team is fit and playing good. Phil Foden is not a star. Yeah, and I think he's never really done it for the kind of national team. He's had a few kind of good seasons, but yeah, he's not the type of player to kind of drag a team out of the to kind of push a team along by himself. He needs everyone else to kind of play well and then he plays well. But if everyone else is playing badly, he doesn't really turn up, which, to be fair, I think is the opposite with Bellingham. Not the opposite, but I think with Bellingham, the whole team can play badly, but he can still drag the team along with him, whereas Foden doesn't really do that. And the Curse King is saying system player, yeah, to a certain degree. He works very well in Guardiola's system when when Guardiola's team is playing well. But yeah, when things are not going well, he's not. He doesn't appear to be anywhere near as effective. I mean, if Foden is playing this badly, it might be nice to see Jared Bowen come on. So in terms of general scores, then, so Finland 1-0 up against Malta, Poland 0, Lithuania 0, Cyprus 2, San Marino 0, Romania 0, Bosnia 1, Andorra 0, Latvia 0, and England 1, Albania 1. Albania 0, sorry. um, he did a Eden Hazard had a PFA Player of the Year, and then the next year he dropped off like he's not playing at all. That's a good comparison. I didn't think of that. So he did his PFA Player of the Year season and then kind of then disappeared and didn't do much. Yeah. Chelsea fans still saying he was injured, but he started 30 games, played 30 games in the league and still dropped a stinker. Yeah, Chelsea fans are a bit weird about Hazard. I don't know why they're so protective over him, but I just find it a bit strange. But yeah, no crazy results at half time at the moment. they're doing the same thing with Cole Palmer right now. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. Palmer's not having as good a season this year either. Um, yeah, and Palmer have had a good start of the season, and then it just shows he's human. Hasn't really done much since. Yeah, yeah, that is interesting. Um, Palmer looked like he was on fire in the past, but I haven't seen much of him recently. Um, and the Curse King says Chelsea are an odd bunch. They are an odd, strange bunch. But that's Chelsea for you. A lot of people are saying that that they don't see much difference between Southgate and Tuchel. To be fair, Tuchel's only had the first half, but yeah, so far I'm not seeing any major difference. A lot of people complaining about Foden on the right wing, which is the same thing that I said at the start. Yeah, people being a bit lukewarm about the performance so far. Gamer Cal 2 is saying, would you take Morgan Rogers at Liverpool? That's an interesting question. Would you take Morgan Rogers at Liverpool? Depends on the fee. Good player. But I think it's highly dependent on the fee. He does play for not so much a rival, but like a fellow Premier League team. So it would be hard to get him. I'd say it depends what he's available for. I think any like crazy fee. He's English as well, which would make kind of the fee really high. But I don't know where he'd play. Would he play in like Szoboszlai's position? I'd say if you can get him for cheap, then maybe, but for a normal price, probably not. Wow, no Oscar Bob or Nusa for the Norway in the national team. Wow, okay. Are they injured, or have they said the reason for that? Because that's a bit of a surprise. And Snus is saying, I wouldn't, personal preference. Right, so you wouldn't take Morgan Rogers. Fair enough. Yeah, I think the Rogers thing. It depends on how much. Because I think Villa, they do have some PSR kind of financial concerns, that sort of thing. So I don't know if they'd be looking to sell. But yeah, he wouldn't be my first choice. But if he's available for very cheap, well, then why not? Bob probably still, and Nusa, I don't know. Fair enough. Yeah, mixed reactions about this first half. Quite a few people are saying it's a big improvement. Quite a few people are saying it looks very similar. We'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in the second half. Gamer Cal is asking which midfielders would you buy? I really like Nusa and Bob, both amazing talents. I would happily take Nusa to Liverpool, but he wouldn't be good enough for starting. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think we do. Like I kind of like it when we buy young players and some of the other young players that we've been linked with, like your Hoysens, Hattos, and so forth. They're good, but I'm not convinced that they're ready to start. Um, so I think we need to buy some players who'd go straight into the first team, and some players who can probably still learn and develop. Um, so in response to the midfielder question there, I don't feel like we need much unless we sell Harvey Elliott, then maybe Javi Simons or something. So yeah, we saw him yesterday. Probably other talents that can take the role. I just don't know at the moment. Yeah. What I presume, I mean, I think we have to remember as well that scouting happens all year round. So they've probably got like a long list of every position. So they probably already have a general idea of who they're gonna get. But yeah, I'd like to see at least one midfielder come in, preferably on the defensive side, because I don't want Gravenberch to play 1,000 games again next season. Yeah, preferably. I know McAllister can play number 6, but I don't like him there. So I think just getting some sort of not even defensive cover for Gravenberch, because I think that's the wrong word. Somebody to compete with Gravenberch and share the role with Gravenberch. I think that's what we should. That's what we should perhaps target there. So it looks like the second half might be starting soon. I'm surprised Dan Burn doesn't get more goals. I'm surprised he doesn't score more headers considering how tall the guy is. Plenty of options out there, of course. I would have loved them. I would have loved the Musiala or Wirtz, but let's be real. We don't spend that much on players. Yeah, we don't. We don't compete in that market, unfortunately. I think Musiala signed a new contract maybe a few weeks ago, so that's unfortunately him out. And I think Wirtz might be going to Real Madrid. But yeah, that's that market is a bit too expensive for us. The market that's one step below it, yeah, we can do that, but that's yeah, probably a bit much for us. Jenny's in the chat. Hello, Jenny. Hope you're good. We buy players that are on the verge of becoming world class, and make them world class. Yes. We did that with Sadio Mane. We did that with Van Dijk. Van Dijk, I'd argue, was not considered world class when we bought him. I remember a lot of people, myself included, thought 75 million for a defender was crazy. But he's proven us wrong. He's proven me wrong. He's proved everyone wrong. Alisson's another one. I remember thinking, really, the guy that Salah just like scored. Because when was it 5-2? Was it 5-2 against Roma and Alisson was in goal? And yeah, I was like, really, that guy that we scored 5 goals against? But yeah, Alisson's turned out world class. Robertson, you could also say, we bought him for 8 million from Hull. He turned out world class. Salah, the most obvious one. Oh, he fell at Chelsea and we're paying 35 million for him. Okay. Salah turned out world class. Firmino turned out world class. Mane turned out world class. Coutinho, yeah, I think Coutinho was 8.5 million from Inter Milan. We were like, really, this guy? He turned out world class. Fabinho's another one. Yeah, Fabinho, you could definitely make an argument at one point was the best best defensive midfielder in the league. So yeah, I think we get them when we get, yeah, Firmino's another one. I think we do get players when they're the step below. We get them for cheaper, kind of save money that way, and then we kind of develop them up to a higher level. So second half has started now. So now England are attacking from left to right. This is Curtis Jones, Konza. Rashford loses the ball. I'm surprised Rashford is playing. I feel like Gakpo fills the role of Minamino did for us. He's an amazing cup player. I still wish he scored a bit more for us in the Premier League. Yeah, you'd always like a few more goals, and I think that's one of my concerns if Salah leaves, because I swear like Salah's responsible for like 75% of our goals at the moment. So if Salah goes, I don't know what we're gonna do. Dan Burn with the foul there. Free kick to Albania. Pretty much like on. I don't know how to describe it. Free kick right on the throw-in line, adjacent to the box, so they can whip in. They can whip in a good cross from this position. I hope they do, because this game needs something to happen. So Albania with the cross in, cleared by Dan Burn as always. There's no point whipping a cross in if Dan Burn's there, because he's just gonna clear it, and he clears it again. He clears the second cross, and he clears the third cross. Dan Burn, nobody can kind of get past Dan Burn at the moment. I kind of miss Origi. He was gold for us. Scored so many clutch goals, 100%. If you think about, obviously the goals against Barcelona, obviously the goals against Everton, and I think that's an important point as well. And he was happy to kind of be a bench option for us as well. He didn't really kind of necessarily have an ego. He'd be happy to kind of sit on the bench, kind of wait for his chance. And when he came on, he'd always kind of do something. So I kind of miss having him around. Yeah. Johnny is saying Salah must be given a new contract. Yes. Without Salah next season, I don't know what we're gonna do. Even if, like, for argument's sake, like if we sell Salah and we buy an Isak or something, I think there'll still be a drop off, because Isak will be playing in a new team, new environment. So it's not. I don't think it's as simple as dropping Isak into as Salah previously was. I agree, Jenny. Both him and Virgil. We cannot lose our captain. Yes. It should be the highest priority. So it's the 21st of March now. So we're almost at April, right? We're like a week away from April and it's still not sorted. I thought they'd be sorted like at Christmas time. And then I was surprised I was surprised when nothing happened. He always delivered, yeah, Origi, I presume. I really like watching AC Milan. When I heard Origi was going there, I was happy, but it really hasn't worked out for them. Yeah, yeah. I thought it would be a good fit. A bit of a slower league as well. I thought would be a good match for Origi, but yeah, it was quite disappointing um that didn't work out as we as we expected. If this ends up 1-0, it's gonna be quite disappointing. England at home. I think England are at home as well. Um, Foden's taking a free kick now. Foden with the high ball in. Ooh, got cleared though. Albania trying to counter. Albania get free kick. No, they don't. The advantage just gets played. It's very poor football, man. It's back and forth, back and forth. Keep losing the ball. Um, Jenny is saying we need two left backs. I think. Yeah, I wouldn't mind two new left backs. I think Robertson is getting on a bit, and I think as we were saying yesterday, Robertson's had quite a few bozo moments this season, so it's the right time. And with Costas, I do like Costas, but equally we could probably get a decent amount of money for him. So yeah, I think we need to sell one at the very least, but if it's two, then I'd hope that we bring two in. Um, Ever since the 2005 Champions League final, I've always kept an eye on AC Milan and always liked a few players like Kaka, but Liverpool is my club and will forever be my club. Yes, I agree with you there. Um, I still remember the final. I think Kaka scored. Kaka definitely set one up, but yeah, Kaka and his number 22 shirt is what I kind of associate with it with AC Milan. Even though it was 20 years ago, I still remember it. Still remember it quite clearly. So Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones got the ball on the right. Yeah, outside Liverpool players, Kaka definitely my favourite player. Yeah. It was unfortunate for Kaka to a certain degree that he was getting into the team and he became a thing at the same time as Ronaldinho. So I think he didn't quite get perhaps what he deserved. Um, because him and Ronaldinho were coming up at the same time, and then him and Cristiano went to Real Madrid at kind of yeah. That's what I mean. You phrased it better than you phrased it better than I was. That Ronaldinho kind of always outshone Kaka, so it was unfortunate timing for him. But yeah, he was good player, unique player. Could easily kind of just dribble past the entire team. Um, and that's kind of what we need here in this game that I'm watching, because this game is just slow passing it around the back, and then they try to pass it forward, and then they lose the ball, and then they pass it around the back again. It's just it's a bit repetitive, if I'm honest. Skana to the Albania keeper. Albania keeper takes a nice goal kick. This game, man. Far too defensive. And I still followed a few teams that Kaka was on besides his Real Madrid times. I have such a big hatred for that club. Many people do. I think they just kind of think they can do what they want when they want, and yeah, a lot of people not too pleased with how they conduct themselves. Kaka is also a reason why I still to this day still watch and look at the results of Orlando City. Yeah. So Kaka, merely by playing for the team, has generated interest in Orlando. So shows you what kind of player he was. It's just a shame we never saw him in the Premier League. That would be nice. Well, Albania fans are singing, so you can't. They're doing more than the England team on the pitch, so that's something. Imagine Kaka for Liverpool. Kaka, Gerrard, and Alonso. That would be good. How would you set that up though? Would you have like Alonso deepest, Stevie box to box, and then Kaka up top, and even add Mascherano? Yeah, no one's getting past that midfield. Egypt game just started. Okay, is Salah playing for Egypt? I'm curious. I believe he is. Hopefully he comes back okay, because we don't want any more injuries. The last thing we need. Cat meow meow is saying Tuchel balls should be illegal. Yes, please. This is so painful to watch. It's just so defensive. Both him and Mamouche. Okay, so they're taking it seriously with the big guns. Okay, England are moving it a bit faster now. Nice play by Foden. Good play by Bellingham. It's gone to Rashford on the wing. Man, Rashford is a waste man. But it falls back to Bellingham. Bellingham crosses it over. Ooh. Bellingham with a nice cross to Harry Kane, who was free in the box, and Harry Kane used his Spurs DNA again to completely miss the target. Yeah, you've got it the same way I was saying. So have Alonso would be deepest. Gerrard would be box to box, so kind of roaming around, and then Kaka as the number 10. Yeah, nobody's getting past that midfield. Yeah, that's what I loved about Stevie. He could play. He could play everywhere. Yeah, I mean we saw that in the Champions League final versus AC Milan, where he was playing right back. So he was playing right back because I think Finnan went off at half time, and then Didi Hamann came on. So then we didn't really have a right back. And yeah, Gerrard was playing right back in the Champions League final. He even played on the wings. He did a lot for Benitez, so Benitez had him a lot on the right. And then he transitioned from playing as a winger to playing... When he played with Torres, he played a bit like a number 10. Because I remember he used to play just off of Torres. So he kind of used to play as a second striker for a little bit. And then as he got even older, then he played a lot as a defensive midfielder. Just playing a lot deeper. Stevie was a complete midfielder, yep. in fact, every position I can name. So he played striker a bit for Liverpool as a second striker to Torres. He played a lot of right wing under Benitez. He played a lot of attacking midfield under Benitez. He played a lot of defensive midfield under Brendan Rodgers. He played a lot of left wing for England. He played a right fullback for Liverpool. I remember him playing central defence in certain games as well as an emergency. Um, I don't remember him ever playing left back or goalkeeper. Those are the only two. Um, since you are a bit older than me, who is your favourite Liverpool player? Ooh, favourite Liverpool player. I'd say most memorable would be Steven Gerrard, and I'd put him like above Salah. I'd put him above others. I would say Steven Gerrard purely because he had that ability to um, to drag the whole team along with him, if you know what I mean. He had an ability to like even if the whole team was playing badly, he'd turn it on and we'd find a way to win. Um, I need to say Steven Gerrard, best player I've ever seen for Liverpool. I never saw Robbie Fowler. I saw a bit of Fowler when I was growing up, but I don't remember too much of him. I've seen him on YouTube now and since, but yeah, I saw a bit of Fowler. Started watching in 2002. I probably started I think I started watching in like 1995 or so, around then. Michael Owen was the reason I got into Liverpool. Um, yeah, I think Michael Owen brought a lot of fans to Liverpool. Um, Also, a few years ago, when I a few years ago when I was staying in a hotel, I got in a lift, and it was just me and Michael Owen in the lift. so I did, so I have been in a lift with Michael Owen. I didn't know what to say because I wasn't expecting Michael Owen to be there. But yeah, I have been very close to Michael Owen. Just me and Michael Owen in a lift. That's my claim to fame. Um, and then he broke our hearts joining that demonic team. Yeah, yeah. That's I think that's where he messed up. Um, I think if he had just gone to kind of Real Madrid, I think people would have eventually forgiven him. And then he went to Newcastle, which again, fine. But it's when he went to the demonic team, I think that was kind of too much. That was kind of too much for many people. So Albania making a sub. I can't believe this is still only 1-0. I've got a really strange feeling that it's gonna be 1-0, but we'll see. It's kind of like when Van Persie left United for Arsenal. Yeah, um, it's weird that they make these moves. Like I don't I don't understand why they do it. Um, yeah, Cat Meow Meow is saying the demonic team was a step too far. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what we're saying. Yeah, he said he wanted to win a trophy and only won one. Yeah, and was it really worth it? Like for all the kind of you know, because the problem he's got is that Liverpool fans don't love him because he played for United. United fans don't love him because he played for Liverpool. Um, Real Madrid are a bit lukewarm. Real Madrid don't really care because they've got so many legends, and Newcastle fans don't love him because he didn't really stay all that long. Um, so yeah, I think the issue Michael Owen's got is no one's really a fan of him anymore. He did win the Ballon d'Or for Liverpool, yeah, when he was very young. Um, so he does have that. Lewis Skelly breaking forward, plays it to Bellingham in the box. Bellingham back to Lewis Skelly, but again intercepted by the mighty Albania, who are now countering. But yeah, so what was your favorite LFC player again? I'd probably say Gerrard, um, purely because he could do things that others couldn't, and specifically, it was his ability to win a game by himself. So he could drag the whole team along. So that's the first reason. Um, and the second reason was the fact that he was so versatile and he could play so many different positions. He could play so many different positions and give you like a 9 out of 10 in like so many different positions, because he could do everything. He could shoot, he could pass. And people will say, yeah, Lampard could shoot. Yes, Scholes could pass, but Gerrard could also tackle. He had like an amazing sliding tackle on him, and he also had leadership capabilities, which the others didn't. So that's, for me, that's why he's number one. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they'd rank Salah above him. Like Salah's amazing, but he still isn't quite Gerrard level. If I'm honest, to be totally honest. Cat Meow Meow 7 says bring on subs. Yes, please. This game needs subs. I don't know if he's able to sub out all 11 players, but if he can, he just needs to do that. That's how I feel with McAllister. He's very close to complete midfielder. He does everything 8 out of 10. Yes, that's one of his benefits as well. You can put him pretty much anywhere, and you'll get a good performance. I know when he joined, he played defensive midfielder a lot, and he did a good job there. 7 or 8 out of 10, which is still pretty good. So it looks like England are bringing some subs on. So Jared Bowen coming on, and what's his name? Anthony Gordon's coming on. So I presume Jared Bowen's gonna come on for, God, who's on the right wing? For Foden, and Gordon's probably gonna come on for Rashford, I would presume, but you never know with this manager. Foden, stinker and hooked. Literally, that is literally what has happened. Even for Foden though, that was quite the stinker. City effed up selling Palmer. Palmer is so much better than Foden. Yeah, I think we see that now. When they sold Palmer, I just felt like Chelsea were buying too many players, and they just bought Palmer because he was available. Like I'd seen a bit of Palmer for Man City, but I hadn't seen a lot of him. But yeah, I think since he's gone to Chelsea, I think what people need to remember as well is that Palmer was doing it in a worse team. Like Chelsea were not as good as Man City last season, but Palmer was still delivering. So yeah, I definitely put Palmer above Foden. And in the Euros final as well, he scored a goal, pretty nice goal. Palmer delivers in the 10 and in the right wing. Yeah, Foden's just getting in based on reputation at the moment. Like if Foden played for Bournemouth or something, he wouldn't be starting. And here's another guy on the ball who's getting in due to reputation in Rashford. So Declan Rice playing it out wide to Foden, who's about to get hooked. Is he going to do something before he gets hooked? No, he just kind of passes it. Albania keeper kind of fumbles it and it gets cleared. Foden is just there in that treble team, and they act like Foden carried him. Yeah, he was just part of the team. Like this season, he's done pretty much nothing. Curtis Jones with a shot. Oh, I get Curtis Jones again. Jones is like putting effort in. Like you can Jones is playing like he knows he's not gonna be like a permanent starter, but this is his opportunity. So you gotta give him that. Basically, what Grealish did, he was just there, just like, hey, I won this, yeah. Only Man City can like just buy a player for 100 million, use them a little bit, and then be like, yeah, we don't want them anymore. Grealish is another one who's basically just had one good season, I think. Wasn't even a good season. Grealish barely scored, but got the credit for what Haaland and De Bruyne and Rodri did. Of course, Rodri, yeah. Maybe it was like an English media thing, but media hyped him up a lot. Ooh, Albania through. Good tackle by Konza. I'm still sticking to the prediction I made at the start of 1-1. So I got a bit excited. I got a bit excited thinking my prediction would come through, but let's see. Curtis Jones now plays it to Bellingham. Plays it to Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly's done all right. I mean, he did get the goal, to be fair. T Swift 20 is saying I think it will be 1-1 as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, at this rate. At this rate, yeah. England haven't really kind of capitalized. So you just feel like Albania are gonna sneak a goal. T Swift says definitely. Tuchel ain't it? Yeah. Based on this, I've not really seen anything particularly encouraging. But it is what it is. And then T Swift says, true. Snus says, not a big England fan, so yeah. Yeah, me neither, to be honest. I just find it hard, like, when I support Liverpool, which means like I hate like Phil Foden, like I'll hate the other players. So then I'll hate. So then I can't really support. Like I can't support Jordan Pickford. Netherlands is kind of my national team since Norway can't qualify. Fair enough. Netherlands looking good. I tend to support like whichever national team has the most Liverpool players in it, which would be Netherlands. So it used to be Spain back in the day when it was Benitez. I really hope we're able to qualify, but we aren't good enough to qualify. Well, hopefully you do. Oh, so Curtis Jones has gone off, which is odd because I thought Curtis Jones was playing quite well. Also, Morgan Rogers has come on. Morgan Rogers has come on for Curtis Jones. Odegaard is kind of meh for Norway. Odegaard's another one who had a amazing season last year, and this year even for Arsenal he hasn't been too great. Have got a pretty good striker though, that helps. um, so it looks like Albania are bringing some subs on. I won't pretend I know who they are, but I'll look them up. Albania are bringing on Pajaziti and Hoxha. We won against Slovenia and another team without Odegaard. Seems like we are playing so different with Odegaard, but now without Nusa and Oscar Bob, I feel like we won't do good. Yeah, they are losses. They are good players, but hopefully things will be okay. Fingers crossed. Bellingham crosses the ball in, but it gets cleared. If this is only a 1-0 win, people are not gonna be happy. So Bowen plays it out wide to Kyle Walker. To Declan Rice. Ooh, falls to Harry Kane in the box. Harry Kane scores. So my 1-1 prediction's not quite gonna come true. It kind of fell to Harry Kane in the box, and Harry Kane just kind of smacked it. Unlucky for Albania, because I think they've been defending quite well. So they're just showing the replay over here. Poor defending, like the Albania defender kind of dived for the ball, completely missed the ball, and Harry Kane had basically a tap in. Yeah. Harvey playing against France for under 21s at the moment. Okay. Interesting to see. Not sure if he's currently on the pitch. Yeah, okay. He should get game time. Like if he's playing for the Liverpool senior team, hopefully he can play for. He can get some minutes for the under 21s. T Swift is saying, would you sign Gordon for us? As in like Anthony Gordon. Depends. Dependent on the fee. I do think he'd probably be an improvement over Diaz. He is a Liverpool fan as well, which I think helps with these things. But I think signings from Newcastle are highly dependent on whether they make Champions League or not. And whether they've kind of breached PSR, that sort of thing. But yeah, Gordon for the right price, I definitely take. France under 21s 4, England under 21s 3, 7 goals. I should have been watching that instead. I know for next time. Watch the under 21s instead, because they're gonna score 7 goals and these lot can't do nothing. Oh my God, Jordan Henderson's coming on. Please, I can see the back of his head. Don't tell me Jordan Henderson's coming on. That is a shocker. He's bringing Jordan Henderson on. That's enough of Tuchel. I think that's the point where this manager is losing me. Lewandowski scored for Poland. Lewandowski just won't stop scoring. Even though he's must be kind of mid to late 30s at this point. T Swift said, yeah, I think that's when I asked if it was Anthony Gordon. They are now going to hype up Declan Rice since he gave Kane an assist. Yes, he gave Kane an assist against the mighty Albania. I cannot believe Jordan Henderson is coming on. What is going on? Albania keeper is down. T Swift is saying, please not Hendo. Lol. That's what I was saying. Jordan Henderson in 2025. So we shipped him off to Saudi and then he went to Ajax. And how is he getting back in the England team? That's a shocker. I hope Ecuador loses today against Venezuela. I don't want Caicedo to win games. Yeah. Good old Moises. Declan assist and hooked for Henderson. Yes, he's coming on for the I mean, let's see if Henderson gets an assist. Henderson is kind of Albania's level at this point. Jordan Henderson's another person I've seen. So I've seen him. I think I've seen Jordan Henderson twice at train stations in London. I don't know why, but I have seen Jordan Henderson. Somebody I just always seem to run into. It's a bit weird. Watch Henderson with a rocket top in. Yeah, it would be pretty funny. Free kick. Anthony Gordon takes it quickly. Crossed in by Bowen. Swiss Marco, you say you saw Henderson? Yeah, I've seen Jordan Henderson twice. So Euston Station in London. So I saw a few years ago. I saw both Jordan Henderson and Adam Lallana at Euston Station in London, and then 2 years ago I saw just Jordan Henderson. So I don't know why I always see them. They must be getting the train. They must be kind of getting the train from Liverpool or something. But yeah, I've seen Jordan Henderson twice, just at a train station. It's weird, isn't it? But speaking of, he's passed it to Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers is on the right. So I thought No, I was gonna say I thought Rogers would replace Jones. He has replaced Jones. But he was just drifting over to the right, by the looks of it. Henderson with a misplaced ball, but Jared Bowen manages to get it back. Henderson manages to get it back. Konza, back to Dan Burn, back to Lewis Skelly. Again, Lewis Kelly tries to pass it to Gordon and he ends up kicking it straight to the keeper. This is the story of this game. Snus is saying, I don't know how you guys feel about Peter Crouch. I really liked him for Liverpool. He wasn't anywhere near Fernando Torres or Suarez level, but he worked. Yeah, Peter Crouch was a bit of a novelty. I remember, I think we signed him for £7 million. Was it from Portsmouth? I think it was from Portsmouth, £7 million, and he had number 15 shirt. I quite liked him because he was something different. Like he was just this lanky, like awkward looking thing. Like not even a human. Like this awkward looking thing. And then I remember as well when we first yeah, like he didn't even look like a human being. Like he just looked weird. And then I remember when we first signed him, he didn't score for like 20 games or something. And then he finally started scoring. And yeah, I quite liked him. I quite liked him. But then when we got Torres afterwards, then like you felt like there wasn't really room or any kind of need for Crouch anymore. But I liked when he signed him. He came for a good price. He was something different. He was an aerial threat, even though he didn't score many goals. He was an aerial threat. So yeah, I liked him. Swiss Marco in the chat is saying I loved Crouch. Yeah, Crouch. He was unique. We'll probably never see anyone like him again. Doing overhead kicks all the time. Yeah, I love that guy. He scored some bangers. Yeah, I forgot about his overhead kicks. He was good. I liked Peter Crouch. So Albania booting it up. Back to Kyle Walker, back to Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers is quite deep, which is interesting there. Dirk Kuyt is another guy I really liked, and Luis Garcia, some players I really miss, yes. Dirk Kuyt, a lot of people got a lot of love for Dirk Kuyt. I think he signed in, was it Feyenoord? It wasn't too, I can't remember the fee now, but yeah, we did get him from Feyenoord. And yeah, Kuyt was good. We bought him as a striker, and then he played a lot on the right wing, especially in the Benitez. But yeah, Dirk Kuyt was pressing and closing players down when it wasn't fashionable. Like he was doing it back in the day. So yeah, he's and Luis Garcia, another one. A lot of important goals from Luis Garcia, especially in the Champions League. I remember when we signed Garcia. I remember all of these things. So I remember when we signed Garcia as well. We signed Garcia the same day that we signed Alonso. And I remember Garcia and Alonso, they did their kind of media thing kind of together. Alisson is pretty much our new time Jets. Dudek, yes. Who do you rate more? Reina or Dudek? Yeah, definitely. I definitely say Reina. Definitely Reina. I agree with Swiss Marco there. Dudek was good. But he did have like a couple of mistakes in him. And even though he was amazing he was amazing in the final, I'd still put kind of Reina above him. If it wasn't for Alisson, so if Alisson didn't exist, I'd say Reina was the best Liverpool keeper in my lifetime. But I think Alisson's pipped him now, so Reina would probably be second place. Yeah, Reina was amazing. I think Reina is still playing today, you know. I think he's still playing today. Let me just double check. Yeah, he still plays for Como. He's 42. That's crazy. In Italy, yeah. Wow. I mean, good for him. I'm just reading through his Wikipedia page. So he went to Napoli. Yeah, Napoli, AC Milan, Lazio, Villarreal. You follow Serie A? Okay. No. Is it any particular team in Serie A or just generally? Oh, Salah scored, has he? Oh, just AC Milan. Yeah. Yep. Salah, 31st minute. Goal against Ethiopia. It had to be, right? And I do hate watching Napoli sometimes. Hate watches are good for the soul. Dean Smith is saying, "Can you please show me your Liverpool shirts, please?" I can, but they're upstairs at the moment. I can try wearing one on the next stream. I've got the current home one, the red one with McAllister on the back, and I've got the black one with Allison on the back, and I've got some old ones as well with no one on the back. But the kit for next year looks pretty nice. The Adidas one. So I think I'll have to get that one as well. But yeah, I'll try wearing a Liverpool shirt for the next stream. The reason why I'm not wearing a Liverpool shirt today is I'm going to Anfield tomorrow for the Legends game, so I wanted to wear it there. So if I wore it today, I'd have to wash it, and then I don't have time. But yeah, I'll wear it for the next stream. And Snus is saying, I'm friends with this Chelsea fan, and he loves to watch Napoli because of Lukaku. So I hate watch just to banter him. Yeah, that's fair enough. Pickford heads it out. It's really tough to get excited about watching England. So Albania passing it out wide. I would have expected Albania to get some sort of consolation goal, but unfortunately they haven't. Still cannot believe Pickford is the number one keeper for England. Yeah, I'm like, I haven't been able to believe that for the last kind of few years. But I'm like, who else is there? There's kind of Trafford. There's Pope. I'd like to see one of those. I think Pickford is just there because the others are not kind of world class, if you know what I mean. Ramsdale's another one. I think Pickford, Trafford. I think Pickford's. Oh yeah, Dean Henderson. Forgot about Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson as well. On the bench. But yeah, I'd like to see someone else get a shot. I would definitely say Nick Pope is better than Pickford. Yeah, you could definitely make the argument. Pickford has never really kind of impressed me. And kind of a step beyond that, like I've actually been like quite disappointed based on what I've seen from Pickford, and he also injured Van Dijk, so that's more than enough reason to hate him. Swiss Marco in the chat is saying Chris Kirkland was great for us. Yes, Chris Kirkland, I remember him. I was quite young when Chris Kirkland was playing. But yeah, he was a top keeper. I think we got him from Coventry. Was it? Was he from Coventry? Coventry. Chris Kirkland. Um, but yeah, Chris Kirkland was quite good. I think he had quite a few kind of injury concerns. Um, and his injury record wasn't great, so he was unable to kind of get into the team. But yeah, Kirkland. I remember being quite excited for Kirkland. And Snus in the chat is saying, even though I tell my Newcastle friend he sucks, yeah, we'll tell Newcastle that their players suck, so that they sell them to us. So if there's any more Newcastle fans, Isaac sucks and Gordon sucks as well. So if you wanna sell either for half price, we might be willing to do a deal. Cool. So this game is pretty much over now. So 2-0. I won't be shameless and say that I predicted 2 goals and we got 2 goals. But yeah, I thought it would be 1-1. In the end, it ended up kind of being 2-0. But yeah, not a bad result. And we got Mamadashvili coming in. We do. Mamadashvili is saying that he's coming in to be a starter, which is what you want to hear. To be fair, you don't want to hear, yeah, I know I'm going to be backup to Alisson. He probably will be a backup, especially to kind of start with. But yeah, exactly. He will compete for becoming the starter. And the thing is with Alisson, like, I love Alisson, but he does get injured a lot. So there will be opportunities for Mamadashvili to get some experience. Dean Smith is saying, before you go, please can you show me the back of your Liverpool shirts? If it's that important, I can go get them for you. I think I've got 2. I can go get them. Just give me 1 second. Ooh, okay. So this is the home one. As you can see, with the it's got the Premier League kind of patch on it. This one's McAllister. If that's okay. I don't know if it's coming up properly. But yeah, that's the home one. This one, this one's the goalkeeper one. This one's the Champions League one with the 6 on it, which not many teams can say. And you don't need to guess who's on the back of this one. So yeah, That's for Dean Smith, who was saying, before you go, please can you show me your Liverpool shirts? There you go. Um, so yeah. Sinus is saying Mo Salah assist 2-0 Egypt. Uh, Salah's clearly on fire today. Which is good, because we need him to kind of be on fire when he comes back. Good to see you, McAllister fan. Yeah, I was unsure kind of who to get. And I thought McAllister's probably a safer bet than Szoboszlai, so I thought, yeah, McAllister. So yeah, I think I made the right call with that, and yeah, can only be one. Yeah, Alisson Becker. Hey, maybe next year might say Mamadashvili. Who knows? Um, I've seen the rumored kit for next year. It looks quite nice. The Adidas one. Um, so I might I probably will get the Adidas one. It's a darker red as well, which I quite like. Which I quite like. Yeah. Adidas kits are the best one. Um, Liverpool, they do have history with Adidas. A lot of the best kits for Liverpool have been Adidas kits. So yeah, Adidas kits are the best ones. I don't know who I'll get on the Adidas kit. It might be a new signing. Um, the 2005 kits were Reebok, I think, when we won the Champions League. So I think 2005 were Reebok, but I think maybe 2007 um, might have been. I think 2007 might have been Liverpool. Might have been Adidas. Get a Mo Salah one. Yeah. If he if he's still here, I was just gonna say he might not be around. He might not be around next year. Um, but yeah, imagine getting a Mo Salah when he leaves. Yeah, that could be. That wouldn't be ideal. That wouldn't be ideal. I'm trying to think who will be who's a safe bet. So McAllister will definitely be around next year, but I already have McAllister. Maybe a Gravenberch. Maybe a Gravenberch. It might have to be a Gravenberch shirt. Uh, John W. Henry from behind. He's already getting enough money from this shirt. He doesn't need free advertising as well. Imagine that. But yeah, may, maybe Gravenberch on the back, or maybe sometimes I don't even mind getting nobody on the back. Back in the day, I used to just get nobody on the back. That was pretty cool. Um, Maybe Frimpong on the back. Yeah, yeah. He needs money badly for his yacht gas, and his fifth yacht that he needs to kind of buy. But yeah, I'll have to think about it. In terms of the next, possibly Kirkus. That's good. That yeah. I was thinking who would be like a good new signing. But yeah, Kirkes. Yeah, Isaac if he joins, but Kirkes might be good one. So looking at the fixtures, so tomorrow I'm not gonna be around, which is kind of unfortunate. If Alexander Isak joins, you better get him. Yeah, I think I'd have to. I think I'd have to, because if Isak joins, he'd be the big signing, right? So then I'd have no choice. I'd kind of have to. Good, you don't need to watch the Norway game. I'll keep an eye on the score when I'm on the train. Uh, I don't know what's coming. Oh, there's some games on Sunday. That's pretty nice. That's pretty convenient. I'll probably pick one of the quarterfinals. So there's like, if we lose to Moldova, I won't be here. The shame, yeah, the shame in losing to. I think you'll get a good result against Moldova. So fingers crossed. Um, in terms of the next game, no, I will be here. That's good. Always good to know. Um, I am always here, whatever the results. That's a true, yeah. That's how you know you truly enjoy your football. Um, I can just blame the captain of Arsenal. That's true. Everything, everything is Arsenal's fault. Um, so in terms of the next one, then there's France, Croatia. There's Germany, Italy. There's Portugal, Denmark. There's Spain, Netherlands. Might do Spain, Netherlands again, just because we did the first leg yesterday, so it might be good to do the second one. So that's probably what I'll do. So I'll do Spain, Netherlands. Spain, Netherlands on Sunday. Oh, Ecuador scored, have they? That's unfortunate. Caicedo leading. Well, you never know. He might still get injured. There's still time for him to. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say there's still time for him to get a bad injury, but but you never know. You never know. But yeah, next stream will probably be Spain, Netherlands, unless I change my mind. But I'll try and do it. I'll try and set it up. The annoying thing, so I'm doing this on both Twitch and YouTube. On YouTube, it allows me to kind of schedule it and kind of say what I'm gonna do, whereas on Twitch, it doesn't allow me to do that, and I just have to come live, I think. So if you go to YouTube, you'll see I'll schedule which one I'm gonna do. Whereas on Twitch, it doesn't let me like create a schedule. I just have to go live. So yeah, I'll pick something. Caicedo leading. Stinker and Hooked, please. I hope so, because there's no Caicedo fans here. You can schedule, but okay, fair enough. You can schedule, but you need over 100 followers. Fair enough. Well, maybe eventually. I think I'm on like 30 odd, something like that. So I'm getting there. So once I am able to schedule, then I will make use of that as well. Cool. All right. Well, good stuff. Oh, 31. Nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Climbing slowly. Yeah. Getting there. Getting there slowly, like England's build-up play. To be fair, I've only been doing this for like maybe like a month, maybe. So and I've kind of set up my kind of setup now. Like initially, I was doing it in the kitchen, but I wasn't really happy with the kitchen. So now I'm doing it in this room, which I kind of prefer. But yeah, climbing slowly like England and Albania. But yeah, cool. All right. So as I said, I'll probably do Spain versus Netherlands again on Sunday, 7:45. Can we just skip these 2 weeks with international break? Yeah, I wish. I wish. I kind of really want Premier League to come back. I was gonna say Premier League and Champions League, but obviously not. No Champions League for us. But yeah, that's the main thing. Just that Liverpool versus Everton game. I think that's what everyone's focused on, and that's what everyone's looking forward to. So yeah, let's see how that goes. But yeah, cool. So good stream as always. Thank you to everyone for keeping me sane from watching England, because England are boring as hell. But yeah, I think everyone with their comments has made watching England a bit more bearable. So yeah, just few more comments here before I drop. I probably would have watched if AC Milan was still in. I don't care of any other team that's in the UCL. Yeah, same here. Like I'm not too fussed kind of who wins now. I'll probably still watch it just like for the big games, if you know what I mean. But like, I don't care who wins or who loses. Just provided Arsenal don't win. Like I don't want Arsenal to win, because Arsenal need to stay with 0 Champions Leagues, because that just needs to be like a fact that never changes. That Arsenal have 0 Champions League. So provided Arsenal don't win, I'm all good. But yeah, cool. I would. Oh, that's a good. Yeah, it's Real Madrid with Arsenal. Okay, I'm definitely gonna stream that one. Let me check the. What are all the fixtures? I'm still annoyed that we topped the group and like now we're kind of eliminated. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to find the fixtures. So PSG, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Real Madrid. That's going to be the hate watch. Barcelona versus Dortmund. That's interesting. Bayern versus Inter Milan. All kind of interesting games to be fair. I'll probably I'll definitely do a couple of those. Um, but I don't care if Real Madrid wins. They can lose to PSG after. I hate Barcelona too. Barcelona and Real Madrid are both equal to me. Yes, they're hated. They're hated. They're hated in equal parts. Yeah. I mean, of the teams that are left, I wouldn't mind seeing kind of Dortmund doing it. That'd be kind of nice, I guess. Um, if PSG win it, then we can say, okay, we went out to the team who won it. So that always gives us a bit of sanity there. But yeah, cool. All right. Well, I better go now because I need to get ready for my trip tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for keeping me sane. It's necessary when watching England. And yeah, I'll be back Sunday. And hope you guys have a nice weekend. Cool. Take care. Cheers. Nice. See you Sunday.